Hi, I'm Jeanne Wisniewski. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner, and today we're talking about healthy lifestyle choices we can make on the 4th of July. So for myself, when I'm going to a party, I make every attempt to wear something that has a fitted waist. So typically I'll put on a belt. I want to avoid something like this with the expandable waistband and all. This is perfect for working out. At a party, I want to have something tight around my waist so I'm cued when I'm full. With the expandable waistband, I don't feel that, and so I have a tendency to overeat. So if you have something that is tighter around your waist, you are cued to stop eating and your tendency to overeat decreases. Other things I like to do are I look for, at the end of the night, for leftovers. I want to bring home the healthy choices, so the vegetables, the fruit, the meat. Do not come home with or leave at your house if you're the hostess. Give this to your guests. The cupcakes, the brownies, the chips, the alcohol. You know, that's great for one day, but then we want it out. Any holiday is only one day. Don't expand it to a longer period of time. And it's just easier not to have the temptation there. Other things I like to do are, if I'm choosing to drink that day, I try to do the 8 ounces of water between every drink. This slows me down on my eating and it slows me down on my drinking, keeps me running back and forth to the bathroom, which is like a mini workout in and of itself, helps my liver detoxify the alcohol that I am consuming. It's just an easy, healthy choice to kind of slow you down so you're more mindful on the choices that you are making. And then look at your serving sizes. So when I say I'm only going to have 2 glasses of wine and I'm filling up a cup like this, that's going to be almost a bottle of wine if I'm filling this cup up twice. So whether you're at a party and someone's pouring it for you, keep track of how big your portions are and be mindful of that and don't overdo. Other big, huge wine glasses, if you have the crystal kind, these are very popular now. The bigger, the better. Keep in mind, this is like a fishbowl. This glass, half full, is half a bottle of wine. So be mindful of your serving size choices. And then everyone asks me, what is the best alcohol I can drink? And when you're choosing an alcohol, we want to look for something that's low in alcohol content, low in sugar, and low in any other added chemicals or anything like that. So within your range of alcoholic choices, you can choose what's best for you. At the same time, whatever you choose, be mindful. Small amount, enjoy it thoroughly, let it go. So for beer, what are my best and worst choices in beer? Beer is good in that it's low in alcohol. Beer is not so good in that it is very high in calories and carbohydrates. But the worst part of beer, in my opinion, is that the hops. So hops are what gives beer its kind of unique flavor, but hops are an estrogen mimic. Hops were used by monks to help lower their libido. Young girls who used to work in hops fields and picking the plant would have a tendency to menstruate much earlier. And men who worked in brewing factories had what was called a brewer's droop, which is erectile dysfunction. So keep all that in mind with anything that has hops. So when I'm looking at beer choices, my worst beer choice because of the high hop content are IPA beers. I know there's a very, very popular right now. That's your worst choice. Your best choice are beers that don't have hops in them, and that is mead and Groot. I'm not really familiar with either one of those, but give those a try, something new to try, beer without hops. Other people are like, I love my mixed drinks, I love my margarita, I love my Bloody Mary. Those have a very high alcohol content because you're mixing it with liquor. So watch the amount of liquor you're putting in there. Put in 1 shot. When you're pouring in cups like this, people have a tendency to, make it much stronger. Keep it to 1 shot. The actual alcohol you're putting in those drinks don't have that many grams of sugar. However, the mix has all the sugar, and over and above that, it can have a lot of artificial colors and flavors. So try to, if you're the margarita girl, ditch the margarita mix and try just using lime juice. Keep in mind, that's gonna be a much stronger drink, and so add a lot of ice to it. Water it down with the ice. If you are a Bloody Mary girl, do not use the Bloody Mary mix. spend the extra money and use a really nice quality tomato juice. Tomatoes are technically a nightshade, particularly people with arthritis. It can cause a lot of inflammation. So the thing in a tomato that causes the most inflammation tends to be the skin and the seeds. And in tomato juice, that has been taken out. So you get the benefits of the tomato. You have the antioxidants, you have the vitamins and minerals, you can throw in your celery and some other vegetables, and that could be a better choice than using the Bloody Mary mix. Drinking any of your alcohol neat or ice or however these things are without all the mix is a better choice. Go slow. Do not fill this whole thing. That's an enormous amount of alcohol for your poor body to process. When you're mixing a gin and tonic, you think tonic is the one with no sugar. It's just the opposite. Tonic is the one with all the sugar. Switch instead to a gin and soda. Soda water, even though I think soda, I think, pop. Soda water is just carbonated water. There's no sugar in it. So switch your water choices to soda water as opposed to tonic or Coke or any of that. Go to, and avoid the Diet Coke or the diet drink of choice, in that the diet drinks have a lot of the different chemicals that really mess with your gut bacteria. Not that the alcohol's not, but again, go with a soda water, much better choice. Other things you can consider for alcohol, the wine. Wine's got all this, it's healthy for your heart, and there are redeeming qualities of wine. However, all alcohol has its risks. So if I'm choosing wine, technically red wine does have the higher alcohol content, but it does have the resveratrol, it has the antioxidants. It has, a UCLA study did where they compared the red and white wine, and they said there really wasn't that big of a difference because the thought is that red wine would be better in not causing breast cancer. They found that was slightly better, but not statistically significant. But it did increase testosterone slightly for red wine drinkers over white wine drinkers. White wine is a higher sugar content, but a lower caloric content. So you can look at those two things. Your worst wines that you can drink are the dessert wines. Those are very high in sugar, very high in calories, and rosé. So red has the most health benefits, followed by white. Rosé the worst, but the very worst would be your dessert wines. What's a healthy alcohol? Technically, we got the black label kombucha. So kombucha is a fermented tea. You have to watch the different flavors of how much sugar they put in. The black label is actually alcohol, very low in alcohol, so from above 0.5 to 2.5. Very low in alcohol, so winner by far for alcohol content. It also has all the probiotics in it, so there are some real health redeeming qualities in the kombucha. You're not going to become intoxicated by drinking this. White labeled kombucha does not have alcohol. That is fine for children. Black label does have a very low alcohol content, not okay for children. So, keep an eye on that at the party, that the black and white labels aren't mixed if you're at a party that is gonna have this. So if you're gonna have a healthy alcohol choice, there's your healthiest choice and lowest alcohol content. So this 4th of July, I hope you have an awesome celebration with friends and family. Next week, I'm gonna take off, so I will see you again in 2 weeks. Have a great 4th of July.